Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Guanren Liu. Today, we're going to analyze the importance of risk management in bike-sharing platform. We mainly focus on the case study of OFO. Who we are? We have from the Risk Management Committee of ABC Company. This presentation is to explore the performance of one of ABC Company competitor, OFO. We would like to find out why OFO company fell in the bike-sharing market. There are 6 group members in our team. I am the team leader, Guanren Liu. We have analysts Dai Xiaorui, Huang Xiaoping, Jiang Yanting, Wei Yonghui, and Xu Hongjie. Also, there are 7 parts in our presentation. Okay, now let me start the first part, company background of OFO. I am believing that most people have known what is bike sharing. Bike sharing refers to enterprise providing bike sharing service in campus, subway station, bus station, etc. It is a time sharing rental mode. Bike sharing is a new type of sharing economy. According to 2016 China Bike Sharing Market Research Report, as the left-hand side pie chart shows, the brand with the highest market share is OFO, which is account for 51.2% of the whole market. Mobile ranks second with the 40.1% of the market share, while other brands will share the remaining 80.7% of the market share. Then, who is OFO? OFO is which is known as small yellow bike, as this picture shows. The company provides free sharing bike travel platform dedicated to solve the problem of urban travel. 随时随地有车骑. It's our OFO slogan, which is to express that OFO was trying to provide convenience whenever and wherever possible. Now let's have a look at the development milestone of OFO. OFO sharing program is launched in 2015 by Dai Wei in Beijing University. During 2016 and 2017, OFO successfully raised about 10 billion Hong Kong dollar investment. One thing we must pay attention that in 2018, there are no more financings. Why and what happened? I have summarized the financing detail of OFO on this page, so I will not discuss them one by one. If you are interested on it, I would like to give you a copy, just let me know. Okay, let's go back to what happened in 2018. OFO issued for payment in areas and difficult to refund bike deposits. To overcome this dilemma, on November 28 in this year, OFO adjusts the company's organizational structure, that is to add 3 call centers, which is report direct to the board of directors instead of CEO. The most prominent adjustment is merge the original strategy department, legal department, and risk control center into a risk management and legal center. For the action of OFO, it is demonstrating that on the edge of life and death, OFO has a sense of the importance of the risk management. In our presentation, we will explore 3 risk management objectives. Firstly, we're going to find out how to reduce embezzlement and loss of capital. Second, to find out how to increase the ability to obtain more loans. Last but not least, to find out whether by controlling supply risk and inaccurate demand of bike can mitigate high operation cost problem. Okay, next part, my group member Jiang Yanting will explore all the main risks and sub-risks related to OFO with you. Thank you.
I am Jiang Yanting. Let me introduce the risk identification. It's vital to understand and define the who, what, how of risk identification. First, we may focus on who, which means that to identify the significant participants in risk management, including departments and functions. showing in the left columns. Second, what are the input and output of risk identification process? As for input is related to risk management objective originated from what has defined in end of part 1. Third, how to process the risk identification through several methods and tools as mentioned in right columns, especially the mind mapping tools. Here are 8 main risks and 13 sub-risks being found by mind mapping methods, and the detailed information documented in risk profiles will be shown in next 2 slides. 8 main risks and 13 sub-risks have been listed in 2 tables. The first main risk is business process risk. Each bike is extremely low manufacturing cost with machine lock, which lead to high scrap rate and hard to find position. The high technical cost of intelligent facilities per bike later on leads to the high management cost, which result in the technology sub-risk. The OFO produced and put in too many bikes without considered properly, thus leads to vandalism and discard of bike resulted in physical asset sub-risk. The fraud and corruption of seniors, embezzlement, some deposit and client dissatisfied with the deposit refund process, leading to the discredit and the reputation damage of company and loss of client, which cause the risk of relationship, reputational, and fraud. As for sub-risk of dependency on key personnel, Dai Wei, the CEO of OFO company, is self-willed and opinionated, refused to hand over his authorities, and rejected his purchase for 3 times. Thus, OFO missed the chance to be rescued by DD. The liquidity of OFO is quite bad because of the undocumented funds, low asset ratio, and unbalance of outflow and inflows, resulting in the cost exceed the benefit. As for legal risk, the government had released the rules and legislations of supervision and service related to bicycle sharing in order to restrict the corresponding companies, causing the increased monitoring cost and more difficult to operate. For market risk, more and more companies flooded in, including joint companies, causing the job hopping of all those talents and the loss of customers. For financial risk, in terms of the sub-risk of inability of obtaining the loan, the source of risk is shortage of cash flow and unbalanced cost benefits, which leads to the symptoms of difficult financing and capital chain break. For pricing, a low rent price may lead to revenue decrease. As for the main risk of supply chain, most of the suppliers stopped producing bicycles for OFO after the rumor of bankruptcy occurred, thus increasing the purchasing cost of bicycle and decreasing the supply quantity of bike. Now Mr. Wei will present the part of risk evaluation.
Okay, this is about risk evaluation and selection. In the previous risk identification section, we found certain potential risks. We use risk management to select and classify risks, and it has a great impact on OFO evaluation. You can see ranking of liquids in its table. After ranking the probability and the severity of each risk, we select 3 risks in the upper right corner of the table to take management actions. Let me explain it one by one. The first one is embezzlement. We can see that as early as 2015, OFO's financing records ranged from several hundred to tens of millions. Although we cannot rule out that some of the money used as a correct record, OFO's expenditure audit is not cautious, especially with the increasing number of financing. A large amount of money piled up in a short period of time, allowing some people to take advantage. The impact on the company is huge, therefore the severity is 5 and the probability is 6. The next one is inability of obeying the law. as the senior management corruption mentioned above. The ability to generate income had not expanded with the expansion of financing. Some customers cannot handle the problem of refund of deposit, which will also lead to repayment credit crisis. If this situation continues to occur, it will lead to a vicious circle. Therefore, I think the severity and the probability are both 6. The last one is the high operating costs. Because many new competitors enter the market, price war started by Mobike OFO is forced to choose to reduce the price of bicycles to achieve mass production, so as to quickly occupy the market, which will further increases the operating cost. However, suppliers control the cost and increase the speed of mass production, which seriously depresses the quality of bicycles. Finally, more and more customers will refund the deposit. The credit is getting worse and worse, and the cost is getting higher and higher, so the severity is 6 and the probability is 5. Thank you.
Thank you, Yonghui, for evaluating the risks. And I'm Xu Hongjie, and I'm going to discuss the 3 main factors that causing the company encounter poor performance during the late stage of development in this part. So for these slides and the following 2 slides, we drew a fishbone chart to present a clear, comprehensible root cause analysis to our audience. So as is clearly illustrated in this chart, the first reason that causing the company encounter poor performance at the late stage of their business is embezzlement. The management level of OFO used his position to embezzle the company's fund. Also, without a systematic strict supervision system and budget approving system, the internal corruption scandal of OFO has been reported by the Chinese media for several times. One major impact of corruption on a company is on the existing shareholders. When corruption is reported in a business, the existing investors and shareholders will lose the confidence and trust they had put in the business. And as the corruption scandal of OFO spread with publicity on television and websites across the countries, the company encountered financing dilemmas and unable to apply for a loan from bank due to credit crisis. And poor financial management could lead a company to failures. In most cases, poor financial management is often caused by the owner themselves. And one of the consequences of poor financial management is that the company can miss some profitable opportunities. Also, the company was not able to apply for loans from banks because it has extremely unsteady cash flows and inconsistent revenue stream. And another problem of the company is its high operation cost. Due to the nature of these special markets, the customer base of sharing bike can be wide, from an 18-year-old teenager to a 16-year-old elders, and which makes the company hard to forecast the actual market demand. And sometimes the company set up a mass-scale bike rental station in the central business district of a city that the company believes there has unending crowds. However, the actual usage rate of bikes is far below the company's expectations. And in addition, as more and more new entrants enter the market, sharing bike market became increasingly competitive. And sometimes the company even had to adopt promotion strategy like free riding for 2 hours to attract customers, which only increased the burden on financial perspective for the company.
Hi, I'm Da Xirui, an analyst of Risk Management Department. My responsibility is to make the corresponding improvement action plan based on the analysis of the previous part. For embezzlement, I designed 4 practical improvement actions. 1 is establish an effective requirement review mechanism. 2. Increase the way for employees to report anonymously. 3. improve the monetary system so that every fund flow can be traced. And 4. Invite a third party to review the documents. The inability to get a loan can be improved by the following actions. Firstly, strengthen the internal management. Secondly, optimize the product structure to increase the ability of creating income. Finally, optimize the asset and liability ratio and transfer some risk into insurance company. As for high operating cost, we can set quality standard to suppliers, evaluate suppliers' performance at regular interval, and decrease supplier base, near sourcing to trustworthy suppliers. In addition, training new and existing employees, using big data to collect customer data, and improving innovation level. These are also effective actions. In the actual operation process, I further refined these actions into 14 tasks. These tasks need to be assigned to different departments and personnel, including Human Resource Department, Finance Department, Sourcing Department, Research and Development Department, regulators, and top management. Considering the potential problem in the implementation process, I think all employees of the company are likely to involve in the risk management plan. As for timeline, the red ones for embezzlement, the yellow ones for inability to get a loan, and the green ones for high operating costs. As the Gantt chart shows, the start date of the improvement plan is July 15. The task of embezzlement and the high operation cost is concentrated in the first half of the plan, which will already to be complete on September 30. However, the risk of inability to obtaining loan needs a long time of practice, so the expected end date of the whole plan is December 31st. That's all my part. Thanks for watching.
Professor Petrus. I'm Huang Xiaoxin, and I'm responsible for the part 6, evaluating the effectiveness of action plan by acting as the evaluator. The first evaluation is about the action plan of improving embedment. Improving the embedment not only solve the internal management, but also can convince bank that this company has a good reputation, which will be assessed by bank analysts. The performance criteria is that within 3 months of the implementation of action plan, there is no embedment phenomenon. Here is the cost and benefit analysis table. For the cost part, there are 4 tasks, and the total cost is 12.5 million Hong Kong dollars. The benefit is 35 million Hong Kong dollars. The benefit exceeds the cost according to this table. Therefore, this action plan is practicable. The second action plan is used for solving the inability of obtaining loan. There are 3 main tasks: stressing the internal management, optimize the product structure, and optimize the asset and liability management. Stressing the internal management can build a good reputation credit. Optimize the product structure and the asset and liability management can convince banks that this company has a good ability of repaying the loans. As for the strengthening internal management, it is the same for slide 31. Therefore, we will analyze action 2 and action 3 directly. In this action, we plan to develop some significant activities to increase the ability of creating cash inflows. This activity aims at inviting some famous athletes to speech and ride with customers. The specific tasks have been summarized at the following table. From this table indicates that the main outcome and income are inviting famous athletes and advertisement fee, respectively. The main mechanism is to appeal some advertisements to create income. According to this table, The quantitative benefit is about 16.8 million Hong Kong dollars, which is greater than the cost. Other than the data, the potential benefit is to build a reputation and convince the bank that this company has the ability of repaying the loan. Some similar activities can also be developed to obtain the cash inflow. The third action is to optimize the asset and liability management. The concept of sharing economy is novel and will be grown rapidly. When we plan the optimization, we need to consider the rapid growth, stable growth, and safety simultaneously to better fit this concept. There are three actions. Introduce Hong Kong insurance to consider the safety. Find better investment organization to consider the rapid growth. And invest directly in Berkshire Hathaway stock to consider stable growth. In this part, we will take 20 million Hong Kong dollars as an example. From this table, we can know that 5 million Hong Kong dollars are used to purchase Hong Kong insurance because Hong Kong insurance can act as a financial product with an annual return of 7% for resisting inflation and obtain 5 to 50 times premium when staffs undergo some serious illnesses. The second task is to use 10 million Hong Kong dollars to find a better investment organization. And the third task is to invest directly in the stocks of Berkshire Hathaway Company to invest with Warren Buffett, a famous valuable investor. And for the benefit, because it is depending on the investment performance of organization, the benefit can only be estimated in percentage. This action plan can increase the ability of creating cash flow by considering rapid growth, stable growth, and safety simultaneously. Therefore, it is a practical plan. Then let's turn to the action plan for question 3. There are 5 tasks. The first task is to invest 50 million Hong Kong dollars to exclude the poor quality of bikes and find better bikes to build a brand reputation, increase the quality and decrease the maintenance costs. The second task is to invest 0.2 million per year to develop a demand planning software to help the company better capture the needs of customers and avoid overproduction. The third task is to invest 0.3 million per year to develop AI chatbot to timely solve the problems and improve customer experience. The fourth task is to invest 3.5 million Hong Kong dollars for designing a new tracking system to avoid losses and increase the customer's experience. The fifth task is to invest 7.8 million Hong Kong dollars to design the locking system in order to avoid being stolen and vandalized. Here is my part. Now we will invite Vinny to draw the conclusion.
Okay, thank you for Huang Xiaoping. I believe that there are many reasons for the failures of OFO, but through the above analysis, we have known that in the past, OFO company did not have a good risk management mechanism, resulting in a lot of loss. We also proved that the severity and possibility of loss can be reduced by appropriate risk management strategies. In addition, we would like to emphasize that the role of the risk management is preventive and proactive. However, OFO is only set up these risk management centers when it's run out of capital. We believe that the action of OFO is too late. When the risk has been generated, we should apply the business continual plan to react and protect the risk. Based on the case study of OFO, we have learned that the risk management department is very important in all the enterprise, which is also the best way to prevent risks in advance. Thank you for all the good members' efforts in this project, and thank you all of your time and listening. Thank you.